All my jokes right now are about quarantine or the pandemic or COVID-19 or, just trying to be productive during this time. Like, I feel like this year is a wash. So, it might be a good year to give up on my dreams and just get knocked up. Why not?
When you do stand-up, you can hear if your joke's funny or not. You can talk to the audience afterwards. But with Skype and Zoom, like, how do you get the audience engagement?
I will literally go into the comments and start trolling people before it's my turn. So that way they get engaged. And I just troll people, and then people troll me back, and it becomes a very fun exchange. And then at the end, we all become friends. And then they continue to troll my Instagram, which is only helping my numbers. So honestly, I've become that social media troll. I invite it, and then I get the responses back. But really, I do a lot of insult comedy. So I love roasting anyone who comes to my shows live, and now I'm doing that on Zoom too. So if you're hiding in the gallery, I will find you. We will become friends, okay? I will say how beautiful your shirt is. I will say that you need to shave your beard. Like, it will happen, okay? Nobody is safe, and this is how we all become friends, okay?
How do comedians draw upon those day-to-day experiences through quarantine to make their comedy stand up for like online viewing?
Oh my gosh. All my jokes right now are about quarantine or the pandemic or COVID-19 or, just trying to be productive during this time. Like, I feel like this year is a wash. So, it might be a good year to give up on my dreams and just get knocked up. Why not? Let's just make it productive. I don't know what else to do. We're at home anyway. Like, Dr. Fauci says, don't leave home. I mean, what else can you do at home? I can be pregnant and do these Zoom shows. Like, that's fine. That could happen. I'm just trying to convince my partner that it's a good idea. So now he's avoiding me. So that's that plan has backfired. But honestly, all my jokes are very pandemic related. But luckily, I've had some writing opportunities. So that's been a good distraction to help my mind focus on something else creatively other than, COVID. So that's been good.
Do you also have tips or advice for aspiring comedians who want to do stand-up online?
Don't do it. Just don't do it. No. It's hard. I would say the best way and the only way right now is to have funny content out there. So before even joining any of these Zooms, just, write your own material, stuff that's funny for you, and try it out with your family and friends. If it's working in your Google Hangouts and for FaceTimes with your extended group of friends, it'll probably work on a show. All of our shows are very reference based, and it's like who you know and like comedians referring each other. So it's going to be hard to just get onto a Zoom show if you're not already an established comic. So the way to establish yourself if you're aspiring or brand new is really to put out funny original content on your own. Like, I know people who are hilarious on TikTok, hilarious on YouTube, some people who have the funniest tweets, and all of that sort of stuff eventually turns into good routines that you can use for your stand-up too. Just post original content. Don't steal my jokes and put it on your Instagram as your own. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Aspiring comedians. Okay, give us the credit of where it's due.
I'm glad you're calling them out. They're not going to touch your stuff.
Honestly, I've had so many people tag me on comments of social media of people who just took my Twitter or took my Instagram post, screenshotted me out of it, my tag, and put it on their social media as their own. And that's not fair for us because that is literally our content. Yes, it's public, but, just say it belongs to us so people give us the credit for that joke rather than you finding it and taking my name off of it and, pretending it's yours because it's not. So.
Literal theft, intellectual property theft.
It is, but because it's social media and public, technically, we're putting it out there so anyone can do whatever they want with it because it's public knowledge. But, this is, No, it's the world we live in. But all I'm saying is be a good comic. If you're an aspiring comic, rule number one, don't steal someone else's jokes. That's all. And also, just post funny stuff. Funny stuff that's funny to you and your friends will probably be funny for other like-minded people like you and your friends. So,
what inspired you to get into comedy, and did you get family support?
What inspired me to get into comedy? Probably trauma caused by my family. This is how all of us, we're all kind of damaged from trauma. No, I think I've always been a fan of comedy. Like even growing up as a kid, I would stay up late. I would sneak into our living room to watch Comic View late at night, so I've always been a fan of, Chappelle, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, George Lopez, Pablo Francisco. And then, when YouTube came out, all of a sudden, like I was getting all these YouTube clips of Russell Peters, which is, I'm sure, how we all discovered Russell Peters through YouTube, those of us who weren't Canadian. And once I saw Russell, I think it planted a seed in me, like, okay, he's a brown guy talking about his experiences, but I can talk about mine. And I think initially I was the go-to MC for like charity events or anything in school. Everyone's like, okay, Zahra will MC. She can do mic. She can do mic. She's comfortable public speaking. And so I think eventually, just to become better at being an MC, I started writing jokes and testing out jokes. And that completely transitioned me into stand-up comedy. It also helps to just have like a culture of, people who've roasted me my entire life, because brown women get roasted really often, right? Like by our own parents, our friends, like all of them. I've been getting asked since I was like 12, when are you getting married? So you need to have quick whips for your parents and the aunties and uncles. And so I've been roasting people for a very, very long time. So it just kind of turned into stand-up.
I think it's awesome how you turn family roasting into something lucrative.
Yeah, lucrative is
or I mean, it could be profitable. It could be like personally profitable. Like
it could be, but I think with anything, it's just so rewarding. Stand-up is one of the only crafts, or one of the only arts really where you can get instant validation. I know with it's not a thing right now because of the pandemic, but it is the only thing where if people like my joke, they will laugh and I will see it. If people don't like my joke, they won't laugh. And then I know, okay, I need to take this back to the drawing board. It's very individual, and right away, okay, I'm doing something wrong or I'm doing something right. So, and you never get that anywhere else in your life, So that's why I appreciate stand-up, because it's one of the most honest forms of a creative outlet.
How do you get your personal energy and motivation in your day-to-day life?
Caffeine, for sure. Coffee in the morning, chai around like 2:00. And then, other prescribed substances. No, I'm kidding. Not so much. Really, it's, yes, caffeine, but also when you're on stage and when you're making people laugh, I feed off the energy that my audience gives back to me. So it is one of the most recharging things in the world in order for people to be responding to your art. Like when I make people laugh on stage and the whole all the audience erupts and I can see that I'm visually making people feel better, that energizes me. It's like healing for the soul. And, if men that I'm making fun of, if they're laughing, like they're like, okay, I can be better, sure, make fun of me. So then I feel like my point is getting across comedically, but also I feel like I'm also spreading a message for people to better themselves and, men to not be such horrible human beings. So I do a lot of man-hating. That's just part of my brand.
What do you wish to do after a viable vaccine, when we can get back to our old normal? Will you continue man-hating? Will you boring?
I think as long as men continue to be awful human beings, there will always be a reason to man-hate. As long as there's this patriarchy of idiots running the world, there will always be a reason to hate men. And, as long as there's Indian and Desi moms giving us a hard time, there will always be a reason to make fun of them too, So I think as soon as the pandemic is over and there's a vaccine, I'm probably gonna wait until the first wave. You know, in case the vaccine turns everyone into zombies, I want to be the one who's alive. But yeah, I'm gonna wait a little while, and then probably around the second or third wave, I'll get the vaccine, and I'll go back out there. Like, I miss crowds, man. I miss people. So yeah, I'm gonna go back out there, go try to make crowds of people laugh, bring people together through roasting.
So you will be like another cure of the coronavirus. You'll be bringing people together when they've been separated for so long, after everything is...
You know what? Laughter is the best medicine, but these days only when you're wearing a mask, okay? Because I don't want your droplets coming out. Like, it's very hard. Because it's hard because you can't like crack up and laugh without like all these minuscule droplets going everywhere. So yes, I prefer the screen right now, okay? Because good. I want to make sure you're all safe. But yeah, once the vaccine is out there and studies are proven to not have this disease anymore, I will be out there making all of you laugh, because I at the end of the day, like, that's just what I want to do. I want to spread my message. I want us to all be nicer to each other as brown individuals, in society, but also like I'm very honest through my comedy. So, when I call people out, it's for you to become better and for me to endure your idiocy a little bit more. So, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's awesome.
Not you specifically, okay? Sure, you're clearly like the smart one here. You're in the woods somewhere away from the zombies if they do come out.
Thank you.
Corona zombies.
Thank you so much for carving time out of your schedule to speak.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I was just making lamb burgers upstairs, so I'm going to go back to that.